Howdy folks, my name is Owen Quillian, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about Tumbleseed. If you're not familiar with the game, it's a roguelike published by the folks at aeiowu. And the basic premise is you balance a seed on a bar by using the analog sticks. The left stick up and down raises and lowers the left side of the bar, the right stick up and down does the same for the right. Controlling the seed's momentum this way is the game's core mechanic. And that is pretty much all the About page on Steam tells you. I haven't seen any trailers or gameplay videos that really talk about just how profoundly this mechanic affects everything in the game, and I hope to help prospective purchasers and frustrated customers get a better idea of just how the game plays. If you've already got it and want some more in-depth tips, I do have another video here called How to Suck Less at Tumbleseed. You can go ahead and check that out now. If you're still with me, as I just alluded to, the game is all about control. These unintuitive controls mean you need to maintain focus at all times. They just never really become completely second nature. You need to be able to keep calm under pressure, manage your inputs, and keep planning ahead. The two analog sticks are your only means of direct input for the whole game, so everything else in the game is contingent on your ability to manipulate the bar and thus Tumbleseed's momentum. Even so, there are enough game elements involved to make this roguelike exactly what it says on the figurative box. Deceptively deep. Here we have all of the primary game elements. Obstacles in the form of holes and mobile enemies. Crystals, which are currency to use plots and powers. The brown diamond-shaped plots themselves in which you plant your seed powers. And here in the menu, the seed powers themselves. Seed powers are the primary way to affect the game state. Each of these simply require you to roll over a plot to get their effects. Some change the plot itself, like the starter flag seed, which creates a checkpoint, or cannon spore, which changes the plot into a gun emplacement that fires in the direction opposite of which you roll onto it. Some weaponize you, like the starter thorn vine that gives you a Gradius-like rotating blade that deals damage on contact, or the tall spore, which causes you to fire bullets at intervals up and down. Others give you defensive effects, like the shield sprout's barrier that block projectiles. Crystal and Heart Seed, which you start with, are nearly unique in that they require you to roll over multiple plots to get an effect. 4 Heart Seed plants earns you a heart, and 3 Crystal plants get you 2 crystals to spend on the other powers. The important thing to note is that you, again, never have direct input. All of these effects are either passive, require you to interact with the plot to activate them, or require you to position yourself properly during a short timer. It is also worth noting that taking damage is always quite severe. On top of losing 1 or more hearts, you lose any timer effects, your activated thorns, anything like that, and falling in holes in particular causes you to return to your last planted flag, taking more damage the further you fall. This can be absolutely devastating to a run, because you have to backtrack through areas that are still just as dangerous and have no rewards except for what you left the first time through. Most of your abilities can and will be used against you. Enemies can activate plots, whether you planted them or they occurred naturally. Almost every attack has friendly fire, meaning you'll inevitably be struck by your own missile route. Auras always come with a drawback, whether it's Ghost Buddy constantly chasing you and threatening you even as it damages enemies that strike it, or the simple fact that Vampire converts your much-needed crystals directly into hearts without any input from you. This could be said to be the game's biggest drawback. Items just do not represent a progression system or have particularly transformative effects, as in Binding of Isaac or many other roguelikes. They're simply tools that depend on your abilities with the central dual-stick balancing mechanic to be utilized effectively. Some of them do more harm than good unless you're very good at the game, and this is just not a game where you will sometimes get lucky and have a breaking run. This is likely why each area of the game is simply a progressively difficult test on different aspects of the skill set that it asks of you. The forest is an entrance exam over the basic movement mechanics where a high grade sets you up for success later. The jungle asks you to navigate hordes of enemies, some of which will dog you to the ends of the earth, requiring excellent dodging skills or good weapon use. The desert is a bullet hell, forcing you to wind your way through fiendish nests of holes while under fire. The snowfields combines all 3 of the previous areas into one long hell run, and the peak is a short level with a final boss. And that about covers everything I want to say. Tumbleseed is a unique, stylish little game that demands you quite literally keep calm and carry on. If achieving the mastery of the controls and maintaining calm under pressure are things you find rewarding, I wholeheartedly recommend it. If that's a bit intense for the style of game you want, I'd recommend giving it a pass. Again, if you already have the game and want a few tips and tricks, I've done this video called How to Suck Less at Tumbleseed. You can find it here. I hope between the two of those videos I've helped you out. If you have some insight into the game you want to share, or just some questions, go ahead and comment away. And above all, thank you for watching. This is Owen Quillian, signing off.